now there's something a little non-Sonic, and it's
Well, it's becoming a growing concern for a lot of
yeah,
people.
it's I talked about this on my stream. It's the Star Wars Battlefront EA 2. I'm gonna call it that.
Yeah, talk
I'm
about a
gonna call it
slap in
that
the
because
face.
it's EA's version, not fucking what's the other developer who made it? Pandemic.
Well, it was
Yeah.
Pandemic, yeah. And there was going to be and ironically, there was going to be a third run done by Free Radicals, but that got
Yeah,
shit canned as
guess
well.
who
So
died?
there you go. Well, even then, because LucasArts were getting shit canned themselves by losing money and cutting staff members, so things change, but they stay the same, don't they? Anyway,
Essentially, EA as well as Activision and Warner Bros. And eventually Take-Two have decided, you know what? Let's include microtransactions in our premium triple A $60 games.
yeah, and this is becoming a much bigger concern considering that.
Initially, like, I think
When it came to
Assassin's Creed Unity had it, and basically that was just mainly cosmetics. I mean, it's bad enough where we have a game where you have to pre-order something to get an additional item, like I had to
a level or a weapon or something like that.
I pre-ordered the Batman Arkham Knight. I got it, and it came with the Harley Quinn mission. But it's also also got the exclusives on PS4. You had the Nightmare Scarecrow missions.
Scarecrow level pack,
bullshit because they're all Batmobile based. But hey, that was the exclusive mission. And they had DLC, which was basically cut from the game, which could have easily been included. At least.
Yeah, this is
the Batwoman DLC was actually additional story, not just hacked from the game, like a lot of stuff is.
Yeah, this is the big thing, because it's becoming another case of we don't have to finish the game as it is on the disc. We could just get it out and then let the buggers buy more later on. Which really is one of the reasons why we even talk about it, is because Battlefront 2 has basically been the big slap in the face for microtransaction.
Yeah, so if you do follow up on the history, here's the thing. Battlefront 1 came out, rushed to meet the release of The Force Awakens. It was multiplayer only, did fairly well enough to actually warrant a sequel, but again, I guess the industry, if it doesn't do so well, it also make a fucking sequel. Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. Well, two more Final Fantasy 13s. God knows who wanted that.
Then, like, it kind of annoys me as well, because when I saw Battlefront 2, it's like a single player campaign. There's like a lot of story being shown. Like, you know what? I might actually pick up this game because I want to play the story. Fuck the multiplayer. I don't give a shit. Never been interested in multiplayer. The single player campaign, I'm all for it. Okay. So when then a lot of stuff came, a lot of non-news came. Like, oh yeah, to unlock these, then all the bullshit came out. Essentially, it was multiplayer stuff, but it just hindered the idea of picking up this game would just fuel EA's ambitions to actually fuck you over.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing was basically, you want to play Vader? Either play 11 hours of the damn thing, or pay us money.
It was more than 11 hours. It's like nearly 100 hours. Someone spent
something like that. But basically,
$80 to unlock Vader.
Yeah, basically, grind like hell or give us your cash.
When like the beta came out, like it cost like I think 20,000 credits to unlock one of the characters or something. Yeah,
something like that.
It's like, okay, we actually nerfed it, so it's much cheaper to get it, but we also nerfed the rewards you get for completing the campaign or whatnot. So
yeah, apparently
instead of actually balancing it out, just turn the tables a little bit. Just completely outdated that complaint and just make a new complaint, because that's how developers and publishers do it. Many publishers, really, because they want all the money. They outdate a problem to create a new problem, so that way people stop talking about it.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen enough gaming developer conferences or whatever. It's like they always tell you that when they're working on something, they go through maybe months or year or even half a year just saying, we tried it this way, then we realized it's not fun, it doesn't work, or it just completely ruins the experience, so we'll start again. And, it seems these days basically all that time is basically now we don't need to bother because we're going to cut half of it out in the final thing anyway and then sell it back to the buggers.
Yeah. then there's also the fact that it had loot crates as well, which is the biggest thing of 2017. Especially when Overwatch started doing it with all the cosmetics. Hey, you can buy more for more cosmetics. It's like, oh, it's just cosmetics, it's fine, you don't really need them anyway. You can still unlock it in-game. But the fact that option was there just basically let developers get away with it. To a point now where you can have buffs to your character in multiplayer to be better than everyone else.
Yeah, but it also didn't help the fact that even if you're saying it's optional, we're still gonna advertise it for you every time you start the game up.
Pretty much the same way I start up maybe Halo or Far Cry. It's gonna tell me, hey, do you want to go online and do this? No, I don't. I don't want to do this online. I bought the game for myself. I'll play it by my fucking self. Maybe Johnny No Mate's here, but I don't give a flying fuck. Okay.
Yeah. But really, the big thing obviously came down to when people ask them why are you doing this, instead of just they'd give you the typical long-winded reasons for we're doing this for consumer blah 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 blah
legalese. Okay. That's what we call it. It's actually a bunch of words and phrases clumbled together that in no other fashion would it be used in a conversation to confuse you and make you feel inferior to their intelligence. It's like just say it. You didn't anticipate the actual reaction you had to this, so you're trying to come up with some bullshit reason to say, instead of actually being able to play the game, people just log it straight away. That way they actually feel like they've earned something. But if you actually play through the game for several hundred hours and you log it that way, you get a lot more self-gratification for it. It's like, no, it isn't, because I spent 100 hours trying to unlock something, and at the end of the day, it's just a cosmetic novelty. And everyone else is just buying loot boxes, which you can get duplicates as well, to actually unlock all these buffs to make their initial first play better than everyone else who's played it for several hours to actually earn the skills to actually be good at the game. Whereas these assholes with so much disposable income and revenue to actually be better right out of the gates, because they spent all their daddy's money unlocking the hero loot crates or whatever to get the best buffs to make their character pretty much impossible to kill in game. That's pay to win. That is gambling your money away, because you can get duplicate cards in that game. You can get duplicates that you get a few more credits to unlock more loot crates. But at the end of the day, it's still gambling, and that's what everyone's trying to say. It's not technically gambling because you're not spending money. Yes, you are. You are spending money. It may be 2 more clicks saying, "Oh, I'm spending money to buy credits and crystals or whatever bullshit currency that these developers and publishers are giving me, and I use that currency, which it can also earn in game, but it's very minimal compared to actually what you pay money for to actually unlock loot crates. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's 2 more clicks away from actually getting what you want. You're still spending money and gambling it away on little insignificant bullshit things."
Yeah, but even then, it's, well, like I said, I mean, the real thing that really pushes it overdrive is basically through all the social medias. Whenever people still ask them why they're doing this, it ended up basically saying, well, if we didn't do it, we wouldn't get you to spend our money. Oh, shit.
That's pretty much the day. And even right now, when they did the AMA on Reddit, they didn't answer any of the actual legitimate questions. Even Jim Sterling's question, which was a fucking good question, they ignored that, went all for the softball questions and gave us all bullshit answers. And the actual thread of that, I think it's the AMA thread, or it could be a different thread, is the most downvoted thread in the entirety of Reddit history.
It is funny because, like you said, we just did everything about Sonic Forces, and I'd sort of said that the only people who get hurt are the people who shout the loudest and the angriest. Other than this is the case where, no, they have a point to make when they get angry and shouty. If you don't
complain about something, it doesn't get done. That is true, but there's a difference between complaining constructively and complaining just for the sake of complaining because you want to say the word fuck over and over.
Exactly.
And speaking of Forces, is like, if it was any other publisher other than Sega, like, Sega, if Sega wanted the money, they could have easily put microtransactions in and loot boxes.
Well, that's the ironic thing about with Forces, because they already told us very early on there's going to be DLC, but it's going to be 3. In fact, all the sort of typical trinkets and stuff. It's like, here it is. It's in the game. Just download it, whatever. You can have it. No extra charge. None of that stuff.
They could have charged us for the Sega pack and the Persona pack. They could have charged us $4.99 for $5.99. $2.99 for all those little trinkets. Like, oh, I can have I's head. I can have the Persona 5 mask, all for $5. No, they gave it for free. They gave us the Shadow DLC episode for free. They could have charged $10 for that. They could have charged $10 for us to actually have, because you could unlock Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Silver, Shadows, and Omega's shoes. Okay, they could have charged us $10 to have the $5 or $10 to have the fucking shoes. Okay.
I think the argument someone is saying is that, well, because Sega aren't as rich as anymore. Yeah, that doesn't mean they can be as greedy as EA, because that's
EA
a big fucking difference.
Publisher than Sega is. In the grand scheme of things, they earn a lot more money than Sega. But Sega's not. But Sega actually knows for a fact that their fans are going to buy their games because they want to support them, not EA, who knows the fact they're going to actually buy their games, but it's not going to be this. But
well, that's the difference, because Sega have to. I was going to say Sega had to rely on us really to keep their shit going, because if we're just like, I'm done,
like,
they're screwed.
Even though they kind of
EA's
rewrite Sonic every game or so, that doesn't mean like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like Lost World has potential. Like just make a sequel to Lost World, improve the parkour mechanics. You could have done that, but it didn't.
Yeah,
because it was very badly received.
Yeah, this is the thing that actually worries me the most with this whole thing. I mean, the one good thing is basically because of this outcry, is basically EA just said we're turning all the microtransactions
they turn it off.
At this point.
They can just, it's just flipping a switch. They'll flip that switch back on when they think of it.
I mean, that's scary. It's the fact that they know they can just turn this on and off whenever they want. You know, it's not like it's embedded into the game. It's literally
the game is actually built on the
switch,
microtransactions in mind. Even a single player campaign is incomplete. There is no ending to it. And plus I hear it shit. And even then. The Xbox One X version or Xbox One version, that's riddled with glitches even in a single player campaign. It is not,
again, if you've seen
Jim Sterling's... not a stable game, and the multiplayer was built on microtransactions in mind for people to spend money to be better than everyone else, and to actually think, hey, this person killed me, what did he use it with? Oh, he had an aim assist, which is a real fucking thing in that game, and I can't believe that even exists. He had extra armor. He had a faster reload time. He had whatever. Oh, I want that. I want to get that. I'm going to spend my money on a fucking loot box and in vain, in a 1,000,000 chance that I fucking get that and I can kill him with it.
Yeah. But then again, I remember when Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out, there was literally a drive system in that game, and a lot of people thought like this was just going to be an easy way of people getting through the game without trying it. And the reality is, it is there only for an experienced player, but it's literally just an on and off thing. And again, that's optional in the game itself, not some DLC box or anything.
I've played Mario. I've got Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and my friend's got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. And honestly, I prefer the Wii U version. The only difference between that's the paid DLC anyway. But the deluxe version could have. I don't know. It's just I had an argument there.
But even then, even if you have that. Yeah, well, basically, it's even with this driver assisting on, it doesn't necessarily mean you're just going to win automatically. You still have to play the game. It just helps you
won a Grand Prix on 50cc with the auto driving and auto steering on. And it's like,
I'm saying, but that's...
on 50cc, you have to try to fail 50cc, okay?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, that's the kind of danger, because again, it's the idea that you want your games to be more accessible and easier for people to come in and stuff, and that's fine, I've got nothing against that, but again, it's the argument of, we were saying with Forces, like, it just feels like the game's playing itself without you inputting anything. And like you said, and as we said, the big problem with with Battlefront is basically it's giving you it's really just butchering how you play the game. It's instead of just basically it's your skills and your actions that determine whether you win or lose a match. It's down to the fact that you haven't got this one power assist, you haven't got this weapon upgrade, you haven't got this thing. That just feels really scummy. And ironically, it's something that RPGs have been doing for years. RPG games have all been about you start off piss poor, and then as you play it, you get more power, more experience, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And ironically, it feels like this is what microtransaction is trying to do. It's literally taking the
grind and the satisfaction away. They're trying to mask it like, you can still get it, but it's going to take much. But
now you have to pay with your own physical money. Yeah, exactly. But now you have to actually use your goddamn wallet for it rather than your own experience. And to me, that's when you're really crossing that line of what exactly is a game meant to be. Because the point is, they've set a series of challenges up for you to experience, and it's down to you as the player to get through it. I mean, put it this way. I mean, the thing that kind of boggles me and kind of scares me a bit is that if they start doing this shit in games we play, like, okay, yeah, give me a sec. Sorry, we'll do this quickly. The thing that scares me the most is that basically, if they start putting this stuff in games we play, for instance, if they do this in like a Sonic game, is like you can't use the boost unless you pay this money. You can't. In Broken Sword, you can't pass this puzzle unless you pay this in-game item.
They already kind of did that in Mortal Kombat X. You can pay money to get easy fatalities. That already exists.
I know, but again, it's like if that goes, that's to me is when it's just pushing it too far. If it's literally stopping you from actually getting through the game because you don't have this ability, or it's stopping, or it's literally built in a way that you can't do this without this ability, that is just too. That is when you cross the line, my friends.
You might as well make a game be free. Okay, you might as well make a free game and hope that people spend money to actually keep it going.
Ironically, that's what Jim Sterling is referring Battlefront 2 as. It's not a game. It's a AAA premium pay-to-win game. At the end of the day, it's not a. It's not like Uncharted where they built an experience all the way through using all the best tech and whatever. And the sad thing is, even with this game, I bet there's a lot of people out there who spent time and effort animating, rendering, getting the environments right, all this stuff. Again, it's all there in the visuals and even the gameplay aspect, but it just feels like none of that's going to matter because this shit's getting in the way of the fun. And that's really the big problem, is basically this is the fear now, is that, and this as Jim keeps going on over and over again, the AAA gaming industry, it's literally just turning it more into the case of we don't want your fun, we just want your money, and even if you get the game, that's not over yet.
Yeah, it seems like even then, like Sega and Nintendo may be the old people in the industry, but at least they still fucking care,
Yeah, I mean, they're the only ones I think they just can't get away with it because we know if Sega do it, they're dead. Nintendo have been shaking off with the whole copyright thing, so it's basically they don't have the power or really the skills to do this, whereas Activision, EA, and even Warner Brothers have, and that's what's scaring people is, and if nobody stops them, it's just going to get worse. And all we hope is if this ends up if they do this shit in a platforming game, an adventure game soon, then we're screwed. We really are screwed. But the good thing is we can say is that they've notified this in Battlefront 2, and they've made the point is we don't want this, and hope to God this is just a big, if you do this, we're leaving. With our money.
Hopefully there's be a big enough fuck you to EA that Disney takes the license away from them.
Exactly. I mean, again, it's at the end of the day, we can say nasty things, but at the end of the day, if they're not getting our money, they failed.